Hi, Reddit. I'm here because I need to share my story and maybe gain some perspective from others who've been through something similar. It's been a tough few months, and I'm still coming to terms with everything that's happened. Maybe by putting it out there, I'll find some clarity, or at least feel less alone. To start, I'm 38 years old, and my wife is 37. We were married for over 6 years and together for nearly 9 years. We have 2 young kids together, and for most of that time I thought we were a solid family unit. Sure, we had our ups and downs, like any marriage, but I never imagined things would unravel the way they did. A few months ago, she told me she was leaving. She blindsided me with a divorce and said she was unhappy in our marriage and had been for a long time. She said she loved me but wasn't in love with me. I was devastated. In my shock and desperation, I got a counselor and threw myself into the gym, hoping I could prove to her that I could change and that we could reconcile. We weren't perfect in our marriage, no one is, but when you love someone, you accept them, flaws and all. The small things don't matter, especially when you've built a life together, a whole kingdom you dreamed would last. I soon found out she was already involved with someone else. Someone from her workplace who was 31 years old. What made it even harder to swallow was that this someone else was also married to his 30-year-old wife, and they have a newborn. Both my wife and her new partner appended their lives to be together, without a word to me or his wife until it was too late. I later learned that he had even told his own wife nearly every day about my wife and me, and that he loved my wife more than he loved her. That revelation hit me like a ton of bricks. Meanwhile, my wife never once mentioned him to me, not even in passing. When I'd ask her about work, she'd tell me nothing of him, and whenever I tried to talk about the affair after it came to light, she denied everything or told me it was none of my business. The hardest part to accept is that, while this emotional affair was unfolding, she and I were still going through the motions of our marriage. We were still intimate, still shared fun moments, and she continued to be affectionate. To me, it felt like we were happy, even though I sensed some distance at times. I thought we were just in a rough patch that we could work through, but clearly, she had already started detaching herself from me in ways I didn't fully understand. It's painful to look back and wonder how much of that intimacy was real and how much was just going through the motions. Then, just a week after blindsiding me with the news that she was leaving, she blindsided me again, this time with divorce papers. We both have lawyers, and the process has been messy and emotionally exhausting. The demands she made felt outrageous and cruel. She asked for 91% custody of our kids, essentially wanting me to have very limited access to them. She wanted us to sell our house, and she requested a substantial amount in child support and childcare costs. I love my children deeply and have always supported them, so to be asked to give up most of my assets felt like a punch to the gut. It felt like she wanted me to sacrifice everything I'd worked for so she could start a new life with someone she technically barely knows. After my breakdown, I went through inpatient care and started counseling. Since then, she hasn't let me see my kids at all. I have text messages where I ask to see them, but her response is always the same: "I don't feel safe with the kids around you." I've been trying to put myself back together, piece by piece, but it hasn't been easy. The hardest part is being separated from my kids. Every time she denies me access, I take a screenshot and send it to my lawyer, building up evidence for our upcoming temporary custody hearing. What's worse is the feeling that I've been replaced, not just as a husband but as a father. Her new partner, the same guy she left me for, was introduced to my kids right out of the gate. He's now spending more time with them than I am, doing things with them that I used to do, and it stings. Her family, who I was close with for almost a decade, is so accepting of this relationship that they let him come over to their house all the time now. I never in a million years thought my kids' grandparents would be like this. They always seemed very traditional, but now I feel like I no longer matter to them. Adding to the stress, I told her I wasn't leaving the house, which she didn't take well. Because of this, she ended up moving in with her parents. Meanwhile, it feels like she and her new boyfriend are moving at warp speed. I don't understand how they think this will last. They have completely different ideologies, a significant age gap, and their relationship began by both of them cheating on their respective spouses. Yet somehow they think they're going to beat the odds and defy the statistics. To make things even harder, they work together constantly. She's in human resources and he's in safety. They're with each other all day at work and even after work. He can write people up and send them to her to handle, which is a complete ethics violation. How they both still have a job is beyond me. Everyone they work with knows about the affair, and nobody there trusts them anymore, but they either don't seem to care or are oblivious to it. I keep asking myself if there was something I could have done to prevent this. I've tried to reach out, tried to be civil, and even offered help when it comes to our kids. But every attempt seems to fall flat. She's moved on, and I'm left picking up the pieces, feeling like I never got a fair chance to fix what was broken. Right now, I'm focusing on the little things I can control, going to the gym, working with my counselor, and doing my best to show up for my kids in any way I can. I'm trying to let go of the past and accept that the person I loved may no longer be the same. But it's hard to separate those memories from the person she is now. Thanks for reading if you've made it this far. I'm not sure what I'm looking for. Maybe some encouragement, advice, or even just the comfort of knowing someone out there gets it. If you've been through something similar, I'd appreciate hearing how you managed to cope and rebuild. Right now, every day is a challenge, but I'm holding on to hope that things can get better.